Every single day, your brain and your body are in a constant conversation. The way you think, how deeply you sleep, how quickly you recover, how powerfully you focus, all of this is shaped by a language of chemistry. And one of the most powerful components of that language is nutrition. Not just food, but specific nutrients that act like keys unlocking your best mental and physical performance. Your brain and body operate like a high-performance machine, and just like any machine, the quality of fuel you put in directly affects how well it performs. Nutrition is not just about staying full or avoiding illness, it's the foundation of your transformation. When you consistently provide your body with essential nutrients like vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and magnesium, you're not just supplementing, you're unlocking biological potential. These vitamins don't just support health passively, they actively participate in critical processes that drive focus, energy, recovery, mood, and long-term resilience. Vitamin D helps regulate mood and immune function, acting as a hormone that communicates across systems in your body. Omega-3s, particularly DHA, are structural components of your brain cells, impacting how your neurons fire, connect, and regenerate. Magnesium is crucial for calming the nervous system, improving sleep quality, and reducing stress. When these key nutrients are taken consistently, they support the very systems that help you make better decisions, stay energized, and pursue your goals with clarity. Too often, people try to force productivity through willpower alone. They chase motivation, watch motivational videos, or rely on short bursts of inspiration to get things done. But the truth is, you don't rise to your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your biology sets the floor for your behavior. If your brain is undernourished or imbalanced, it will be harder to stay disciplined, focused, or emotionally stable. On the other hand, when you consistently give your brain and body what they need to function optimally, everything becomes easier. You think more clearly, feel more energized, and act more decisively, not because of some magical mindset shift, but because your chemistry is aligned. Making these vitamins part of your daily routine is like laying bricks for a strong foundation. Each day you take them, you reinforce your biology's ability to help you show up as your best self. Over time, these small actions compound into major transformations. You don't need a miracle or a sudden breakthrough. What you need is to make your biology your ally. When you commit to feeding your body with what it truly needs, your mind becomes sharper, your energy becomes more stable, and your life begins to reflect the transformation happening from within. The idea that transformation requires perfection is one of the biggest myths that hold people back from making real change. In truth, it's not about doing everything flawlessly. It's about showing up consistently, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Taking care of your brain and body, including something as simple as taking your daily vitamins, is about forming a reliable pattern of behavior. Consistency sends a powerful signal to your nervous system. It tells your brain, "This is who I am now." Over time, this becomes your identity. Whether it's optimizing your nutrition, getting sunlight in the morning, or going to bed at a set time, it's the repetition of the act, not the size of the effort, that creates lasting change. The brain doesn't require intensity to adapt, it requires frequency. Daily inputs have a cumulative effect. If you miss one day, it doesn't ruin your progress, but the danger lies in letting one missed day turn into a missed week and then a complete stop. That's where most people fall off. But if you approach your health like a practice, a non-negotiable routine, you remove the guesswork. You don't have to feel like it every day. In fact, some days you'll feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted. But if your habits are built into your daily structure, you don't rely on emotion to do what needs to be done. This is why taking your vitamins, hydrating, stretching, and sleeping enough must become automated. Just like brushing your teeth, it's not about whether you're in the mood. It's just what you do, and the reward isn't just physical. It's mental and emotional. When you're consistent, your brain releases dopamine not only in response to big wins, but in anticipation of small, repeated efforts. That's how you build momentum. That's how you train yourself to crave what's good for you. You stop chasing motivation and start generating it from the inside out. Consistency rewires your brain. It creates stability in your energy, mood, and focus. It builds trust in yourself. You start to believe in your ability to change, not because you did something big once, but because you've proven to yourself that you can show up again and again. That's where real transformation lives, not in the extraordinary effort, but in the ordinary act repeated until it becomes powerful. The human brain is not a fixed organ. It's constantly changing, adapting, and rewiring based on your behavior, environment, and internal chemistry. This process, known as neuroplasticity, is one of the most powerful tools you have for transformation. Every time you introduce a healthy input, whether it's taking omega-3s to strengthen neural connections, magnesium to regulate stress, or vitamin D to balance mood, you're not just helping your body cope. You're training your brain to perform better. The actions you take daily are not just influencing your habits, they are reshaping your brain's architecture. That means the thoughts you think, the foods you consume, and the nutrients you provide all play a role in building the person you become. Your brain responds to the signals it receives. When you nourish it consistently with the right vitamins, sleep, hydration, and movement, you're telling your brain to grow in a particular direction. You're reinforcing patterns of focus, resilience, memory, and discipline. For example, when you give your brain enough omega-3s, particularly DHA, you improve the fluidity of the cell membranes in neurons. This directly impacts how fast and accurately your brain cells communicate. That communication is the basis of everything from decision-making to creativity. Likewise, when you take magnesium regularly, you're supporting GABA function, which helps the brain downshift into calm states, aiding emotional regulation and improving your ability to rest and recover. Neuroplasticity works both ways. If you neglect the right nutrients, feed your body junk, and engage in chronic stress, you're still rewiring your brain, but toward dysfunction, fatigue, and impulsiveness. That's why every choice matters. You are literally sculpting your future self through repetition. It's not a single vitamin or supplement that changes everything overnight. It's the consistent, repeated action of nourishing your brain and reinforcing the right patterns that lead to profound long-term change. So when you make that small but intentional decision to support your brain with high-quality nutrients, you're engaging in a form of mental training. You're increasing the efficiency and adaptability of your nervous system. You're teaching your brain how to focus better, recover faster, and respond with greater emotional intelligence. The more you align your daily habits with the principles of neuroplasticity, the more you unlock your potential, not just to change, but to thrive at a higher level for years to come. The way you feel, your motivation, your energy levels, your ability to focus or stay disciplined isn't just psychological, it's deeply biological. Your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are driven by your brain's chemistry, and that chemistry is shaped by what you feed your body. People often think of mindset as something purely mental, but in reality, mindset is supported by molecules. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and GABA determine how motivated, focused, or calm you feel, and these chemicals don't appear out of nowhere. They're produced based on the nutrients available in your system. When you give your body the right vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, you're creating the conditions for your brain to work at its full potential. Vitamin B complex, for instance, plays a critical role in producing neurotransmitters. If you're deficient, you may struggle with brain fog, fatigue, or anxiety, and no amount of mindset coaching can override that biological gap. Similarly, low levels of vitamin D are associated with depression, and insufficient magnesium can increase irritability and reduce sleep quality, which further affects your mental clarity. When people feel mentally off or emotionally unbalanced, they often blame themselves or assume it's a lack of willpower. But the truth is, many times it's a biochemical issue that needs to be corrected from the inside out. Your body is an interconnected system. When you correct a deficiency or supply the brain with nutrients like omega-3s, which help build flexible and efficient cell membranes, you improve not just memory and cognition, but also emotional regulation. These improvements don't just affect how you feel, they affect how you act. When your energy is stable, you can show up with greater intensity. When your brain is balanced, you can focus longer and push harder. When your nervous system is calm, you can make better decisions under pressure. This is why optimizing your chemistry should be a core part of any high-performance lifestyle. It's not about chasing motivation. It's about creating a biological environment where motivation flows naturally. You don't need to force discipline when your brain is wired for clarity and action. You become consistent not because it's easy, but because your body is working with you, not against you. That's what makes daily vitamin in intake and nutritional precision not just helpful, but essential for real, lasting transformation. Taking vitamins daily might seem like a small act, but it represents something much larger. It's a powerful gesture of self-respect and alignment with your body's natural intelligence. Your body is not guessing. It operates with precision, responding to internal and external signals every moment. When you feed it what it needs, nutrients that support brain function, hormonal balance, and energy regulation, you're not just maintaining health, you're activating your highest potential. Vitamins like D3, B12, magnesium, and omega-3s don't simply support isolated functions. They work synergistically to optimize your entire system. And when your system is optimized, you feel better, think clearer, and act with more purpose. So often, we look outside ourselves for solutions to problems that begin internally. We chase productivity tools, motivational speeches, and life hacks, all while neglecting the very biology that drives every aspect of our performance. Your brain's ability to make decisions, your emotional resilience, and even your sense of purpose are all connected to how well your body is supported. When you make the daily choice to nourish yourself properly, you're stepping into a state of self-awareness. You begin living in partnership with your biology rather than in conflict with it. This is more than a health practice. It's a mindset. It's the mindset that says, I am worth taking care of. I am not going to wait until I burn out or break down to prioritize myself. Respecting your biology is about listening to the signals your body gives you, fatigue, brain fog, mood swings, and responding with intelligence, not punishment. It's about building daily rituals that make wellness automatic, not something you only reach for in moments of desperation. And when you do this consistently, your biology responds. You begin to experience more energy, better sleep, improved concentration, and stronger emotional stability, not because you're forcing yourself to feel better, but because your system is running efficiently. You're no longer fighting uphill battles internally. You're working with the natural momentum your body is designed to generate when it's supported. This daily commitment to your health, through the simple act of taking your vitamins and aligning with your body's wisdom, creates a ripple effect. It strengthens your identity, builds trust in yourself, and fuels every other area of growth. Transformation isn't an accident, it's an alignment, and it begins when you choose to honor what your body truly needs.